Apsy.
No spodziewał, nie spodziewał się. Góra, 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 góra!
12 ma. Góra, zobacz. Nie, już chyba nie wiem.
Czyli gramy to ogółem, jak już skałę.
A, sorry.
No to dobra, gramy.
Gramy już?
No to musimy zagrać.
Bo już się odgrzewam. Aż 230.
Material. Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to host a LAN party, such as shown in the intro. I think it's a great experience, so if you want to host an unforgettable party, I'm going to help you achieve that. We'll start with the approximate cost of such an endeavor. Then we'll move to preparing required hardware. Finally, when everything is set, we'll test the connection and enter the server that is ready to play. Let's go straight to the costs. So, to host such a party we need switch. Probably a way to go is 16 port switch. I have used Netgear Pro Safe with 16 ports, which is about £40. An Ethernet cable to connect all the computers. At least 30 meters of cable is required. I bought myself 50 meters. The cost depends on the category, quality and quantity you need. It is about £15. I would recommend buying a 6 category cable, as you can easily reuse it in the future. Connectors. A pack of 25 should do, about £10. Equipment. If you don't have a crimp tool and cable testers, these are essential. You can get them for around £10 per each. Then, it is always good to have one, so I highly recommend picking a quality equipment. You might also need a few extension cords, tapes, markers and paper. In total, I would say it is about £100 without the equipment needed. You can gain so many skills and have so much fun that it is definitely worth it. Okay, so it's setup time. The plan is to connect 11 computers to the switch. One as a server, others as clients. 11 computers mean 11 Ethernet cables. The length of every single one might differ. Plan your composition carefully and sum all the lengths so you know how much cable you need. If you already have a cable, let's see how to make one. In order to make Ethernet cable we need crimping tool, cable tester with cable Ethernet port, RJ45 connector, cable cover, load bar, and to make your life a lot easier, I recommend buying load bars with long and narrow holes so the wires remain stiff while crimping. Avoid these types of load bar with big holes and no room for the wires. They are just going to lose you some time. Let's crimp an Ethernet cable. As you can see, I'm using UDP cable without any screen. Before isolating the cable, put the cover onto the cable. Isolate cable with a knife. If you see a foil surrounding the wires, that is the screen. You have a different category of cable. In this case, just remember to separate wide wires, because they might be without the little color lines that indicate their order. Now you are going to put wires in the right order, as shown in the picture. Pay attention to the pair of green wires and make sure to put them in the right place. I prefer to cut the wires as shown in the video, before putting them in the load bar. It allows you to put the wires stepwise. Fill in the load bar, and if it is your first try, take your time. It requires some manual skills that you will surely obtain after a few crimpings. Make sure the order is correct. Cut the wires. Put the load bar into the connector. Make sure if wires are in the correct position, the metal things point to every wire. Crimp the wire with the crimping tool. Press it quite hard, so you don't have to repeat it. Put the cable cover onto the connector and your cable is ready. To test if you have succeeded, just connect both sides of the wire to the cable tester and press the button. All LEDs pop up, so you pass. The first one is screen. If you are using the UDP cable without the foil, there is no screen, so everything is okay. When the cables are ready and tested, let's plug them in. So, just plug in the cable into the computer, and next, to the switch. LED should pop up. Repeat it with the next computer. The connection process will be the same with all computers your friends bring. As we already have two computers connected, we can begin to test connection between them. So, let's begin testing the connection between two computers. At first, we have to find out what are the IP addresses of our computers. To do it, open CMD and type in ipconfig. We are looking for Ethernet, and IP address is right there. Note it down and repeat the process on the other computer. So let's open CMD, type in ipconfig, there it is. And now, as we have our IP addresses, we can test the connection. So let's say ping, and now the address of the other computer. As you can see, sent for, received for, everything is okay, the connection is working. Let's look at the other computer. And same situation, everything is working. If you encounter any problems, there can be several reasons for that. Now, we are going to set static IP addresses. This process might solve the problem why the connection is not working. For example, you might use a static IP address before, and it does not fit with the IP address of the second computer. I would recommend setting static IP addresses even if everything is working. This will make testing connection much easier, and if anything goes wrong, the problem will be easier to locate. As you can see, my subnet is really wide. These two zeros mean that there can be over 65,000 of hosts in this network. We are going to make the network smaller and, most importantly, IP addresses simpler. To do it, let's open Control Panel. Let's go to Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, change adapter settings, let's right click on the Ethernet, go to Properties, find IPv4, go to Properties again, and press Use the following IP address. Let's set our IP address to 192.168.0.2. Subnet mask should be filled automatically, and as you can see, there's only 1 0, so it means this part will only change, and that there can be only about 250 hosts in the network. So that's good. Let's press OK and close everything. Let's repeat the operation on second computer. And let's set our IP address to 192.168.0. Now 1. Again, the subnet should be filled automatically. And let's say OK. Let's close everything. And let's see if the changes were applied. So once again, ipconfig. And as you can see, the IP address is changed. So is the subnet mask. Let's see if it works on the other computer. ipconfig. And as you can see, it worked. Now it's really easy to test the connection. We just say ping, and we know that it's 192.168.0. And now to specify which computer we want to test, one, so the computer we just have changed IP address. And as you can see, everything is working. So now testing will be much easier. Our IP addresses are static now, and we know which computer is which one. Before entering the game, I want to share with you some useful tricks. First one is shared folder. As you can see, I have a folder called Network Share on my disk D. Interestingly, it is also accessible on my second computer. This is useful if you, for example, have a TeamSpeak server to communicate instead of in-game voice chat and you want all of your friends to install TeamSpeak client. Now, they can just copy that and install it on their computers. Second trick is to share internet access using the Ethernet cable. It might be useful as you probably want to use desktop PC as a server, and often desktop PCs lack NVFi access. So, if you are far away from the router, you can share the internet access from a laptop to your desktop PC. Link for a tutorial is also in the description. Okay, when everything is set, let's test if it works.
Spotted the bomb carrier.
So, this is just a game with bots.
I'm getting pounded
kill
here.
them. And now, enable SV LAN and type status. And now we'll just have to enter this on the other computer. We joined the server.